I'm asleep, Craig. Good morning. I know you're asleep. I read that. All right. I am, if you'll notice, we're starting in a different spot. I'll explain that in a minute. It's Saturday morning. It's very warm here, 50 degrees. It's comfortable. We got 2 deliveries today. Let me put my text-to-speech on here. 43. Don't say your password out loud. Okay. Boom. Okay, we're all good here. Looks good to me. Yep. I wonder, it doesn't timestamp that, so I don't know when you sent that, but you're asleep. All right. I'm gonna leave the window cracked a little bit. I think that'll be okay. Have I got everything? I'm a little out of sorts right now, but okay. Window's clear. Video, audio, everything's good. We got a song playing. Here we go. Let's pursue some happiness. Let's get this going. All right, we got somebody coming. Wait for them. Nope. They went over there. Here we go. Here we go. So I'm starting from here today because we had some people in front of the bakery this morning. A little sketchy. So I'm like, I loaded up the van. They were parked like right behind the van. Like I pulled in to load the van up, and then they appeared while I was in filling out one of the forms, or completing one of the invoice forms. So I came out to the van, and there's like this car parked right behind the van, and I'm like, all right. So I had enough room to, like, it was close, and it smelled like a dispensary, if you know what I'm saying. So I had enough room to like open the back door of the van, put my stuff in, and they're like, hey, you got it. There were 2 people in the van, and somebody had just walked away. So I think like maybe a deal went down or something, and I don't think it was a donut deal. So which is really weird. This is like a very rural little community. It was weird. Anyway, so that was kind of fun. So I loaded up the van. They were like, hey, can I have a donut? I'm like, no, they're all accounted for. Somebody's already paid for them. Can't have them. They're not yours. Go away. And I didn't say all that, but I did say, no, they're already paid for. Somebody else bought them. So I went back in, got the second load. So I've got both deliveries in the van. So we'll be making one big circle today, approximately 2 hours. But so I went in, and of course I'm telling Jen and Bob this. I'm like, hey, we've got some people out there. It's a little weird. I'm gonna, I'll lock the door when I leave, kind of thing, basically. But so I was sitting there, and of course they've got cameras everywhere, so now they're watching as I go out. And I went out, and I was like, hey, I need you to back up. I have to back the van up, because the way I park while I'm loading the van, normally you see it's got the trash can. I'm like parked right up to that trash can, so I have to back up in order to get out, and there was no room, so it's taking them forever. So Jennifer's there. Jennifer comes out. She's like, he's got to back up the van. So they did. They finally did. But I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and like put all my live streaming stuff together while I was in the middle of all that. Fun start. Nothing like a little excitement. But here we are, Saturday morning. I've decided, I figured it out yesterday, Friday is the day that throws me off the most. Like my whole life, I was Monday through Friday, working in the office, weekends are off, blah, blah, blah. And then, well, except for, when I started working, I was doing weekend stuff. But now I'm working the weekends. I'm doing this, and actually the weekends I work more time in the bakery. So I actually work harder on the weekends than during the week. But if you call it work. I mean, this really isn't work. I'm driving a van. I like doing this, so it's not really work. But so Thursdays are kind of weird, right? Because I'm off. And then Fridays are really strange because I work, and then, you know, I get home early enough that by the end of the afternoon, I don't know what it is. And especially if I take a nap, then I'm like, I have no idea. I wake up and I'm like, I don't know what day it is. I don't know where I am. It wouldn't be a good time to make a doctor's appointment for, because you know how they always try to, like, the older you get, the more they start asking you, like, are you confused? Have you fallen? like that. I don't remember what age it was, but at some point they start asking you if you've fallen. Have you had any falls lately? And one time I lied. I had fallen down. I didn't, and I said no. I didn't. I think I had recently. No, I don't remember how recent it was. Oh yeah, it was like within a couple of weeks before that. I'd sort of fallen down when I was getting out of bed, which does make you sound very feeble. And I wasn't. Well, at the time maybe I was semi-feeble, but I was rebounding, so I wasn't going to let a doctor take me down, you know what I'm saying? So that's my morning. I see two people in here, but I think one of them is asleep. 379 for gasoline. Kind of hanging in at that price for a little, but it has been edging up. I need a pause button for my brain. I was thinking on the ride up, I realized I should write it down now, but I can't. I didn't change the text-to-speech lady so that she would say New York gal, instead of saying, I think I can do that, so that's going to be my test. I think when the text-to-speech lady sees at NY gal, instead of saying Nigel, I want her to say New York gal. I could probably, I don't know, that'll be my test. But I didn't do it yesterday. I'll try to remember. If I think of it when I get to Lenny's, maybe I'll type it into my reminders. But yeah, it's very warm this morning. I think it's going to go up in this. It was super warm yesterday. I don't know how high it got yesterday. And I don't know how high those two people are going to get today. But it didn't, so it didn't cool off a lot last night. But it was very warm yesterday. Spring is here. Spring is here. Literally, spring is here. I also remember thinking I was going to adjust my mic volume. I think it's okay, but I was going to try just to see if it would make a difference. I was looking at the app the other day, and it's like on a scale of 1 to 5. I think I have it set to 3. Or maybe it's 1 to 6. But anyway, I was going to go up a little bit. I think maybe it's 1 to 6, which would be weird. Who makes a scale of 1 to 6? That's weird. But 3 was in the middle, so that would mean it would have to be 1 to 6. I wiped the window off. I think I did an okay job of wiping the window off. The section I'm looking for wouldn't be totally clean, but I think I got that section before I left. I was kind of focused on, are these people going to steal my donuts? My mind wasn't on the windshield, but I was doing it anyway. It's like a reflex now. Before I get in a car, I always clean the upper left-hand part of the windshield. I moved the camera in my car though. The next time I do a live stream from my car, I'm trying a new spot. Instead of the upper left-hand corner of the windshield, I'm going to be kind of in the middle, up near just to the left of the rear view mirror. I was going to go lower, but then I was getting too much of the hood. These are the inside thoughts of a streamer. Lenny's is getting the normal delivery first Saturday, because we don't deliver there on Sunday, so they do double up on a couple of things. But I think they're less busy. I think the deli, Lenny's Deli, is probably busier on a weekday.
Janet says good morning.
Hey Janet, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the van. We had a little sketchy crew in front of the bakery this morning. That was fun. Jen was out there. Back up your car. Nice. She was very nice about it, but it was kind of funny.
Janet says, "Oh, can't wait to hear more about it."
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So when I went out to get the van, I get the van, I pull it up to the front of the bakery, and then when I went in to get the rack for Lenny's and come out, a car had pulled up right behind the van, like not where people park when they get there, but like in the section where you're not supposed to park, but you would, so picture the van is parked in front of the bakery and this car is right behind the van. Like I only had enough room to open the door to get into the back of the van. So, and it's reeking, it smells like a dispensary, if you know what I mean.
Janet says that's weird.
It was very weird. It was very weird. So I was like pretending like, okay, everything's cool. I roll out there, I put the stuff in, I had to roll the rack was over on the sidewalk because I didn't have enough to have that and the door open. So I had the door open to the van, I'm putting the stuff in, and they're like right behind me, and the guy's saying, hey, can we get some, can I get something? That smells good. And I said, no, it's all paid for. This isn't this isn't your stuff. And so, hang on. Getting a little spray on the window. What the heck is that? So I loaded up the van. Of course, I've got the van running at this point, so I'm like, well, that's not so good. So I go in and I tell them, that, you know, there are these people right behind the van. And of course, you know, I don't really like freak out, so I don't think I raised too much alarm about it, but and then I went out with the second group, and that's when I realized, like, I'm not going to be able to back the van up. So by that time, they're looking at the camera, you know, like they've got, so they're like watching this car that is like right behind the van. So then Jen goes, as I'm leaving, Jen's like standing there by the door, and she's coming out, and I walk past the car. I'm like, you're going to have to back up. You know, you got to pull out because I got to back up. And she was like standing there at the door. I know she was going to lock the door after I left. And they weren't moving very fast. And I don't know what else she said to them, because I said that and then I got in the van like I was going to leave. And why did this car come over here and then go slow? Goofball. They did finally back up. Oh, but to add a little more sketchiness to it, so when I first went out there and they were there, it was like, what the hell's going on? I mean, they were like parked right behind the van. I'm like, this is weird. Nobody would park there. Like, that's not where you park. But anyway, and there was a guy standing on the passenger side of the car. Like, he wasn't in the car, he was standing outside of the car, and he walked away and he was like, thanks man. So I think something happened before I got there. But it had to be like a few minutes because I wasn't even that long. Weird.
Annette says they probably wanted some munchies.
They did. Oh, no, they definitely did. Because I heard them even asking Jen after I got in the van and I was getting ready to waiting for them to pull out, and they weren't moving very fast. So I don't know what she said to them, but I did hear them say, well, you know, it smells so good. Can I have some? I don't mean no disrespect. I'm like, nobody's. And they kept asking, like, if we were open. No, we're not open.
Annette says, OMG, that's funny.
It was pretty funny. It's too bad I didn't have the camera already set up. You definitely would have seen them.
Annette says, yeah, that's YouTube gold.
It would have been. See, now I'm starting to think maybe I should start the live stream before I load the van. I saw an order for bones, but I don't have them today, right? Oh, I was going to ask about that, and then I got distracted with the visitors. But do they have an order for bones? Like maybe tomorrow I'll be taking them?
Annette says correct. I should have them ready for tomorrow.
Excellent. It is really nice out today. I think it's going to be all day. I think it's going to be pretty It said, well, the weather said cooler than like it tells you what today's going to be, and it's like, I think it even said much cooler than yesterday, which means it's only going to be like 60 today. So how warm did it get yesterday? I didn't even realize. I knew it felt warm, but I didn't pay attention to it in the afternoon, like how high the temperature got.
Double Hazy says I saw 68 on my car thermometer. At Givianet says it was pretty nice yesterday.
Yeah. 68. Wait a minute. Is that Cameron Swayze's up at 5:30 on a Saturday morning? What?
Givianet says what? Why are you up so early?
Yeah, exactly. On a Saturday morning.
Cameron's Double Hazy says my nose is stuffed up and I can't get back to sleep.
Well, that's not great. You think it's allergies type stuff? I felt like maybe 2 weeks ago, the last warm spell we had.
Cameron's Double Hazy says no, there have been colds going around.
Well, that's no good. I felt something a couple weeks ago. Felt like a little congested, but I think it was, for me, I think it was allergies. It wasn't too bad. I had a guy yesterday afternoon. I was on the computer, which means I'm standing on that treadmill looking out, I have the window next to me, and I see this guy walking across the neighbor's front yard and headed toward my house. And he walks up to the fence, and he could see that I was looking at it, like he could see me in the window, so he knew I looked at him. So I went out to the door, and I'm like, and AJ was like asleep in the living room, so I got out there and I was able to close the door behind me before AJ knew what was going on. But it was a guy from Xfinity who wanted to get up on the pole, and he wanted to put the ladder. I guess he had to put the ladder in to get up to the pole. It looked like a very dangerous thing to do. I looked at it at one point, and he's got the ladders like in my yard, propped up. He's going like 3/4 of the way up the pole and doing something. My cable never went out, so I don't know what he was working on. But he was up there for a while. He just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to let the dog out. He's like, I should have let AJ out while he was up on the ladder. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean the window. Paper towel up over there. My remind myself. Gotta clean the window before we leave Lenny's. Because we're getting some road splash. I like the cookie. They're making cookies that look like Peeps. Cute. I think she made most of the cookies yesterday, colored them and all that stuff. But she's got to put the eyeballs on.
Burnsways Double Hazy says you could have acted like you couldn't understand what he was saying and reply, what? You want me to let the dog out? Okay,
Yeah.
here he comes.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck. I don't know what AJ would do. I think he would just like bark at him. He wouldn't really attack anybody, I don't think. I don't know though.
Pianette says haha.
He gets really worked up. I don't understand. And man, he can spot as soon as it used to just be FedEx, UPS, and the post office. But now he's got the Prime, the Amazon truck down. He knows that one too. And he goes completely apeshit when the mailman comes. Like every day, you gotta hand it to them. They never give up. Like, wouldn't you think that after 10 years, you'd be like, all right, this guy is just gonna show up every day. He's never gonna stop. He's never gonna stop. But every day, he thinks this is the day. I'm gonna do this today, and he's never coming back after this. I'm gonna bark, and this will be the end of it. I'm putting an end to this today. That might be what he thinks every day. I can see it in his face. Every day.
Burnsways Double Hazy says, well, the mailman never makes it in, so he's been successful and has to keep it up.
That's true. That's very true. Every day is an accomplishment. He's like, see, I did it again. The guy didn't make it. He leaves every day. Maybe he thinks that if he doesn't do that, the guy's going to break in. That's probably what he thinks. All right, here we are. Welcome to Lenny's. All right, let me flip this just in case there's anybody that breaks into the back of the van while I'm in there. It's not very often that I feel safer at Lenny's than I do at the front of the bakery. All right. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I haven't seen you for a while.
Oh, you want to know what I've been through?
Oh, really?
I'm an asthmatic.
Yeah.
And my asthma flared up.
That's scary.
Well, the problem with that was they had me on the medicines that helped me.
Yeah.
Nothing was helping me.
Oh.
When you have an infection in your system,
Yeah.
it
knocks everything out. Yeah.
like sets me up. And
that's
nothing was getting better. They went ahead.
That's scary when you
at
can't
St.
breathe.
Joe's Hospital, where I go,
Yeah.
the doctors went.
That's
They
scary.
took a swab,
Yeah.
like they would do COVID. They
Right.
knew it wasn't COVID.
Right.
They knew it wasn't
Right.
anything else. They didn't know what it was. They took blood from me. They say they have like 8 to 10 different kinds of viruses.
Yeah.
The doctor came back from the emergency room. He had a smile. They found out what it was. I had 2 viruses that they really don't know much about.
Oh, jeez.
I had to let it run
through your system.
6 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because when you mess with your lungs, that's not a good thing.
And it knocked me silly.
Did they ever have you like in like a ventilator type thing? No. Oh, that's good.
Oh, no. When I had like bronchitis and my asthma and everything, and I was up all night, didn't sleep. I was on my nebulizer.
Oh yeah, that's scary. I mean, I have a little bit of it. Like every now and then, I'll get, especially.
But see, when I get sick, they put me on steroids and they put me on codeine. As crazy as I am.
Man, well, I'm glad you're through that.
Oh, it took me. It's about a month.
Yeah, that is a long process.
Yeah.
No, that's the scariest thing. I don't like it. Like even when you can't take, you know, when you feel like you can't take a full breath, you don't feel like your lungs get. I hate that feeling.
But see, people, when I don't wheeze a whole lot, I do a lot of coughing.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man, that coughing knocked me out.
Oh yeah, it wears out your chest muscles and stuff. Yeah. Goodness gracious.
That's why when I came back.
That's scary.
A while back, I cut my days back. See, I just turned 72, and
yeah.
I cut one day off. I'm not working. I'm semi-retired. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm only working 4 days now.
That's
Right
still
now,
a lot.
This is my first day back, so they got me for 3 days.
Yeah.
But I would usually work Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot though. You know what? I'm just going to load it up right here. Let's just do that. I don't see the point in riding this cart all the way around the sidewalk. We got a little extra story this morning. This is turning out to be a fascinating Saturday morning, I'm sorry. See, suppose I get confused. Weekends. I'll be back. Good morning, how are you?
slow down. I'm not even doing anything. I'm walking.
Hey, walking is something.
Oh, yeah. But see, the good thing is I'm breathing.
Breathing is very important.
You better believe it. What?
If you're not breathing, you're not walking. All right, man. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Don't wear yourself out.
Try not to.
The bread guy's here. Oh, look, he's probably mad. That guy right there. This is where he wants to park right now. Oh, it's warm in this van. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the guy wants to park here. I'm telling you right now. Let me get out of here. Let's get out of here. Oh, you didn't see the truck pull by. Here we go. You weren't even gonna see the van. This guy's waiting for me right now. That's the one. Okay, here we go. Boop, boop, boop. I thought you saw him ride by, but you didn't because you were looking the wrong way. You were looking the wrong way! All right, here we go. Oh, I didn't clean the window off. I'm gonna clean the window. Not while we're moving, though. Okay, not while we're moving. Find a place to pull over. I think it's turning out to be a little eventful. I had the drug deal. I'm not sure what that guy's name is. He's a very nice guy. When I first started...
Pianet says this is an exciting ride.
It is. Where am I going to pull over? I got to pull over because I'm coming...
Pianet says glad I tuned in.
Yeah. Hold on. I just need to clean the window off. Quick detour. There we go. Speed limit 25 miles per hour. All right, here we go. Let's wipe the window off real quick. It should last at least 5 minutes. I'd be like, officer, I had an emergency. I had to pull over. Our window had splatters on it. He's like, well, why did you only clean that one little tiny section? Don't you need to see? And I'm like, no, I don't need to see. All right, here we go. All right. Let's continue our journey. No, but when I first started going to Lenny's, like there are some very friendly people there, but you got to pull them. You got to pull them out of their shell. There was, like normally, usually what you would have heard if you were with me when I started doing this would be this. Okay, they let me in the door. Hey, good morning. How was your weekend? And there's still one guy there that does that. But I'm working on it. It's my goal in life.
Hero1973 says good morning, time to start Spark. Everyone have a good day.
Good morning. Good luck. Get out there and make some money. Spark. I like the name of that. Sounds energetic. Like door dashing actually sounds kind of exciting. I mean, just the words. I didn't make my little flashing light contest yet. You know, it's going to be nice today. It was nice yesterday. This guy could be making some serious progress on the decorations. I should have looked at the list. I don't know who's currently winning, or who would win if today would end up being the day. I don't know who the winner would be.
Pianet says I drove by yesterday and I think he made some progress yesterday.
Oh, really? He's been making pretty good progress. But yeah. Yesterday would have been a good day, you're right. It's warm, sunny. Oh, look, that guy just went right through this red light. Just blatantly rode right through it. I don't know, it's 6 o'clock. I don't think it's appropriate to drive through red lights after 6 o'clock. It's my rule.
Pianet says I think between today and tomorrow he might get them all down.
Could be. Could be. Can you see the lit? Are you on a computer? One of my shorts, or actually I think two of my shorts, have the list on them. And I don't mean like my shorts. I mean like my video shorts.
Cameron's Double Hazy says, are there any decorations that could double for Easter? At Gideonet says, let me look.
I don't know. Although he had like this werewolf thing kind of. It was big, standing on 2 feet. That was a Halloween thing that turned into sort of a Christmas thing. So I guess if you're able to turn a Halloween decoration into a Christmas decoration, you're probably going to be able to turn a Christmas decoration into an Easter decoration. I'm thinking.
Cameron's Double Hazy says, well, sure, the Easter werewolf.
The Easter werewolf. Yeah, instead of the Easter bunny.
Annette says we have 3 guests left. March 21st, March 27th and April 1st. At Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says the full moon is used to calculate the date of Easter after real.
Oh, true. That's true. So there's that connection between a werewolf and Easter. I had never connected that, but it is true. When did it rain? Like, I didn't see it rain yesterday. It looked like it was going to, but I did go to bed early, super early. Three guesses left. This is the 21st. Is the 21st Mookie?
Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says it was closing up in the afternoon. I think it eventually had a system come through.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it. I mean, the road is wet and everything. That's what made me think. All right, here we go.
Annette says it's just a cat.
Oh, the 21st is just a cat. Okay.
Annette says then the 27th is driving daily and the 1st is Suzanne.
Okay. Okay. All right, that's good. So today's the 20th, so tomorrow, so Just a Cat's got a day. So the other day I learned that there is a new function in the Starlink world that allows you to only connect to the Starlink when the Starlink is connected to the internet. So the way it's always been is like, you know, if you say find the Starlink router, it would go to the Starlink and connect, even if the Starlink wasn't actually getting the signal from the satellite to connect to the internet. It's kind of like if you have your router on at home, but Xfinity's, you know, or Comcast is down. So that's why you get the buffering if I went into a, you know, gas station or tunnel. Well, they've got a feature now, and I turned it on, but I'm not partially. I haven't tested it yet, so I haven't really totally turned it on. But they have a feature that will automatically disconnect your Wi-Fi if Starlink doesn't have that satellite connection. And what would happen is your phone would automatically flip over to the cell. So I think that would solve some of my problems. It's still going to buffer for a second when it goes down, or I don't know how long. It might be a little bit. It's going to buffer for a little bit. But then let's say I was getting gas or something, or I was in a parking garage. It would then pick up the cell, and you could use the cell connection until it regained a connection to the satellite. So I think that's a really good thing. And I have kind of I've got it set up so I can test it. But if it works, I might go with that and see what happens. The only trouble is the phone that I broadcast from doesn't have the cell. I have to switch phones around. But anyway, it's kind of a good thing. I think that's Now, they came up with this new feature as soon as I figured out how to stay live while I'm pumping gas, which I find quite ironic. I mean, literally, I think the day that I successfully stayed connected while I was pumping gas, and mainly the way I did that was I just pulled through the gas station until the van wasn't under the canopy, and I just stretched the hose over to the van. So it looks really stupid when I'm getting the gas, but it works. Oh look, that light is making it apparent that we've got more road stuff in the window. Are there people still following the Nancy Guthrie story? Like, is that still a thing? They haven't found her, right? She's still missing. I meant to look that up the other day and forgot. Gotta clean the window. I guess I'll wait till we get to what a day. I think if I tried the windshield wipers right now, you know, like if I did a little spray thing with the windshield wipers, I think it would make it worse. I think. The person driving that truck next to us is a police officer. That is not a police vehicle. But when we were stopped at that light, I saw the emblem on his shirt. The patch.
Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says, did you ever look to see if you could make out the Sleep Number store sign on the video while you were sitting at the light?
Yeah, I did. I looked that up. I think I talked about it the next day. But I did. I tried, but it was too small. So, like when you zoom in, because it was already kind of like so far away in that picture and so little, zooming didn't help at all. You know what I mean? Like it was just it was too pixelated. It was so small that when you tried to make it bigger, you know, like the sign was only like 3 pixels or something. I mean, maybe not more, maybe more than 3, but it was unreadable. Unfortunately. It was there though.
Hazy says, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was there. I mean, and I've seen it since. I see it every day now. Thank you very much. Well, and I kind of had to watch. I watched that clip over and over a few times because I was trying to get the spot as there was. And just listening to me saying how, yeah, what is that bed? The bed, you know, the one where like you do the, and I'm saying all of this.
Double Hazy says that was comedic gold.
It was right there. I mean, about all they could have done to make it any better would be flash the sign.
Ways Double Hazy says they needed a blinking light, a Christmas decoration, or a glove.
That's, yeah, true. See, look, I got the highest thing. I'm all over that. All you gotta do is flash a light in my face. I'm picturing like that, you know what you do with like a cat with a laser pointer? That's basically my life. I saw a thing yesterday, a YouTube short, and the guy, I almost forwarded it out to, but I didn't. The guy's asking 3 questions, and he says, I've got 3 questions. One of them is, what, if you were if you were going to be an animal, what kind of animal would you want to be? So you think about that. That's number one. Number two, if you couldn't be that animal, what would you want to be? So what's your second choice? And then third, if you couldn't be that animal still, what would you want to be? So you're picking 3 animals in that order. And then he came back and said, like, the first animal is the way you see yourself. Like, the characteristics of that animal would be the way you see yourself. The second animal is the way people see you. And the third animal is what you really are. Like that, I don't know. It was supposed to, like, so he's trying to connect this like it's a true psychological test, but somehow I think it's probably not. But anyway, so mine was dog. The first one I wanted to be was a dog. Second one was a monkey. And then the third one was a cow. Because you didn't have a lot of time to think about it. So these were just spontaneous thoughts. I didn't put a whole lot of thought into which animal I was going to be. Look, I'm trying to be. So, in other words, a dog is the way I see myself, like a dog, which is true. A monkey is the way like everybody would see me. I guess that could be true too. But I'm really a cow. Anyway, now I've ruined it. If you get that short, you're gonna know what he's doing. So I'm sorry I did that, but it was pretty funny yesterday.
Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says, what does it even mean to be a cow?
I guess it means I just sort of hang out and eat, which I don't do. So I don't believe it. What does it mean to be a cow? There are probably a lot of cows asking themselves that question right now. All right. Oh, there she is. Oh.
Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says, be careful at highs. It is a dairy store after all.
Dairy store. I do like cows, though. I mean, ever since I've been driving by and seeing cows every day, I am very fascinated by them. So maybe it's true. I'm a cow. All right, here we go. 162 donuts today. They're getting pretty good order. I think I'm a dog, though. I'm never going to be able to look at a cow again. same way. Gonna drive by and be like, hey, bro. Well, we got music. I'm sure you could hear that music. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, have a good one, guys. You know what I want to find out? Like, I know for shorts, for YouTube Shorts, you can have music. You don't have to, you don't have to worry about the copyright strikes, as long as the music is less than a minute. I learned that the other day. I think it was Hala that told me that. So, what I'm wondering is, does that mean like even if you had a regular video and you had a section where for less than a minute you had a song playing, would that be acceptable? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm gonna look that up. All right, here we go. So we have delivered to Lenny's, and oh. Hold on, let's clean the window. I like to have at least 5 minutes of clean window. We're getting the full treatment this time. Pulling out the Windex. The trick is, you can't wipe. Oh, you turn the sign on.
Oh, yeah.
How do you do that? You want to show me?
Just a little switch back here. I'll just make it.
Really? You just flip the switch up?
Oh, yeah.
That's really all there is to it?
Yep.
All right. I mean, if you ever like are turning that on when I'm here, you just let me know. I can do that.
Super easy. I don't want to get the pressure out of that.
All right. All right. That way I wouldn't have to come out here and interrupt my class. See, you can't wipe. Here's the rule, right? You can't like wipe outside the circle of cleanliness, or it drags some dirt into the circle of cleanliness. The circle of cleanliness. I made that up. All right, here we go. Let's see. Here's the circle of cleanliness, is like there. Outside of that, I can't say a damn thing. That's not true.
Net says, look at you stepping up to help out. I think a cow would do that too.
Exactly. But so would a dog. So would a dog. A monkey, maybe not.
Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says you need to show the unclean area so we can compare.
And then here we go. I don't know if this will much. Now we're in an unclean area. See? See that? Unclean, unclean, unclean. Ooh. There we go. I mean, look at your own windshields when you get out there today, people. You're going to be amazed.
Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says I just threw up a little in my mouth.
Ah, we're flashing. We're still flashing. Oh yeah. See, every day this thing is just shouting to me. I need to be a contest. Hold on. Let's get a good picture of this so that I can put it on my, make a video out of it. Here we go. I'll stretch you out. See that? Okay. This is going to be for my video. The flashing light. Okay. We're doing a little editing prep right here, right now. Okay. Back in. Oh, look at that. It gets brighter. Not bright. Bright. Not bright. I like it like that, though. I like it like that. Okay, there we go. I want to know if the people inside What a Day see me riding around doing all this weird shit. They're probably going to call the bakery. Yeah, can we get a different driver? No, they won't do that because I just offered to turn the light on for them. Yeah, there you go. See? Could be my saving grace right there. Here we go. All right, what do we got? I think I'll wait till tomorrow to get gas. Yeah. Now here's the thing. So tomorrow, I want to take a cookie. It's my gas station attendant lady. I gotta remember that for tomorrow. Ask Jen if I can have a bag, a couple peeps in a bag. She won't be there tomorrow. Well, my luck. Darker, doesn't it? It is darker though, actually. It looks darker in real life. It's weird. That'll brighten it up. I've actually seen a few more deer recently than I would have expected. I thought they were more of a fall. I thought that was their season to be out running around. Foggy. It wasn't that bad. Headlight out. You know, the other day I was watching John driving and he had a headlight out. So this made me think of this. And I have never seen a headlight. So he figured he'd buy a headlight and change it. And he was kind of like, kind of iffy about whether he wanted to do it while he was, doing the live stream. And most, I'm thinking, well, it's really not that hard to change a headlight. I mean, it is. It can be difficult to get to them. But it was really difficult to get. He had to take the bumper off the car. Not completely off, but kind of like unhook it so that he could get behind the encasing, the plastic box that the headlight sits in. It's like you can't get to it from behind. You have to do it from taking the bumper off, and then you're able to free the case that the headlight sits in. It's bizarre. I've never seen a headlight that required that much work to change. I've had it where you can't get your hand in, like it's very difficult to get into the area where it is. It's small. It's a very tight little area to get into sometimes, but I've never seen somebody have to take the bumper off. Crazy design. But you do kind of ride around thinking, if you've only got one headlight on, one thing that goes through your brain is, this one headlight goes out, man, I'm in big trouble. Although I guess you could always put your high beams on it. That would be annoying. I was wondering why it was starting to get cold in the van. It's because I turned the heat down. I don't know what I'm doing. It is getting cooler out. It's 46 degrees, 47. As soon as I said that, it changed. It's 47. Oh. Okay. I was almost going to go through that. If I had the donuts in the van, I probably would have gone through it because I want to avoid the slippage.
Cameron's Way's Double Hazy says can't go through it. It's after 6 a.m.
Exactly. Exactly. There's a guy, and I was going to start, I haven't really done it yet. I was going to start recording my commute. I wasn't going to live stream it. I was just going to record it in case something happens. Because I've had, that's when I hit my deer. I've had a pretty crazy incident where a guy got pulled over eventually, but he was passing everybody on the right. So every now and then there's something exciting that happens. So I feel like I should record it, and then if something does happen, I can always put that piece online. But what was I going to say? Oh, there's a guy, and it's pretty consistent. Well, I don't remember which day it is. I don't know if it's Saturday mornings, although it didn't happen today. I mean, obviously it's not going to be every single day, but there's a guy that every day when he hits that light at 30, where you're coming off 795 and you get up there and you're making a left, you're crossing where 140 is starting, or 140 and 30, I guess is where that is. But he just drives right through it. He doesn't even slow down. He makes the left, so you're coming up 795 and you're going to get onto 30, and he just rides right through it. It's kind of crazy. At least slow down. Now, it's usually 4:30, in the morning, so there aren't a lot of people on the road. But at least I think that guy that we saw this morning stopped and then just rode through it, I think, or at least slowed down. Nice sunrise again. We've been getting some pretty good ones.
Ways Double Hazy says, I know you said something about a 90% rule for the decorations. Have you decided what that would look like? How many would be left?
Well, I would think 90%. So like right now, I think we're at about, or at least before today, we were maybe 70%, somewhere between, I would say 60 and 75%. So let's say closer to 70% has been taken down. So the whole center area is done. All we have right now are the two sides and along the front of the house. So I would say 90% would be like nothing on the sides, or like maybe one or two things. Like the werewolf is on one of the sides. Maybe the werewolf is a year-round thing. I don't want to be, I didn't want to say 100% because I think some of these things might be there forever or all year. But I would think like maybe a handful, up to maybe 10. Now 10 would mean that he had 100 originally, and he probably had more than 100, so maybe a little bit more than 10. But definitely no large area. So like the sides need to be pretty much done. Maybe one or two things like the werewolf. Right now we've still got the little, I think the chorus on the left-hand side is still there, or was still there. There were a few things across the front. The front doesn't stand out to me too much though. The front of the house were things, but I don't know what they were. Except the chorus. There's like a choir in the left-hand side. I don't know. I don't think I have anybody behind me today, so we'll go slow. We can start to nail this down. But like, so if you rode by, you wouldn't think, oh, he's decorated for Christmas. You know, there might be a couple of things in the yard that are still hanging on, but overall, you wouldn't think he's still decorated for Christmas. All right, here we go. I'm going to roll the window down just in case this window's dirty. Here we go. We start at the speed limit sign means it's time to just, oh, candy canes are gone. Candy canes are gone. Oh my goodness, yes. See the whole area there on the left? That's got to be gone. All right, there's a Santa Claus on the roof. Do you see the Santa Claus on the roof? By the chimney? He might be around for all I know. There's light bulbs in the front. I don't know, like maybe if they're the only thing there. There, see the werewolf? This truck's not coming. See the werewolf guy? All right, there's a guy coming. Now this area is all cleaned up too. All right, here we go. I gotta go. We got a car coming. So, this car's got a headlight out too. You guys are zoomed in. You guys are zoomed in now a little bit more than usual. Ooh. That was a skunk, by the way. That little animal that was on the left-hand side there. Yeah. Woo! It's very strong skunk smell right now. This morning has been very, very aromatic. I started out with marijuana. The smell of marijuana was very strong. And now I've got skunk. Let's see if we can shrink this up a little bit. There we go. That's good. I like that. Man, this guy behind me, I'm driving like a little over the speed limit, and this guy's right on my butt. Yeah, but he made a lot of progress yesterday. He did. Oh my God, I hate. You know what? Sometimes you just got to block them out. If you got somebody tailgating you, you just got to forget about it. You know what I mean? The guy's there. Nothing you can do about it.
Double Hazy says some people it's just the way they drive.
That's true. I think my aunt used to drive closer to people that I'm normally comfortable with. Not that I rode in a car with her a lot, but
Cameron's weighs double front end damage.
yeah, probably. I mean, I don't think she was a tailgater necessarily. But you know how you have a certain... Oh, look, it's getting very foggy down here. Wow, she's going to fly around me to the right. I would assume. Or no, maybe he's turning. Oh, no. Is he turning? Oh, he's telling me I mean. So, yeah, but back to my aunt's story. She drove closer, even then this was before I was really driving, but I remember, like, compared to riding in a car with my mother and riding in a car with my aunt was definitely followed people closer. I guess that's probably where you learn how far your comfort zone is. Because you're right, everybody's different. some people it's really close. Now this guy's he's backed off. Quite a few really small cows out there. Like they might, almost looks like they've had a couple of new ones this year. I feel like I belong in the field now. I belong in the field. What does it need to be a cow? What, did we make it? Did we make it through the tunnel?
Cameron's Double Hazy says you're very in tune with the cows.
I am in tune. I feel connected to the cows. Goodness, this car is like not giving up. Sometimes I think, all right, this is crazy. He's still behind me. He's still behind me. What the hell? Maybe it's somebody that, watch. That's the car right over there. That one that you see flying over there. That little car, that's the one I'm talking about. Maybe he works at Auto Parts. Maybe he's, oh, you know what? But she's gonna buy a headlight. Told you his headlight was out. That's the one. All right, now I gotta focus on my parking. Or, you know, the other thing is, maybe it's somebody that knows Bob. Because I was getting that for a while. Like, because Bob was the only one driving this van, or the majority of the van driving. So, like, people would see me, and I'd get, like, this really friendly wave from people that I don't even know who they are. And it's because they think, oh, that must be Bob in the van. So that was happening for a while. Let me see if that guy works there. Maybe. Oh yeah, okay, so that's the guy that works in Advanced Auto Parts. So he probably...
Cameron's Double Hazy says he was wondering why Bob was driving like a cow.
he's probably like, why is Bob stopped in front of the Christmas tree house? Yeah, he works at Advanced Auto Parts, so it probably is somebody that knows Bob. Maybe, I don't know. All right, guys, it was fun. Another successful trip, a little more adventurous today than usual. Tomorrow's Sunday, so it'll be 6 o'clock tomorrow. I'm on. Camera Swayze, I hope you feel better. Try to get a little more sleep. I don't know though. Now the sun's up. You might be locked in for the day now. So I will see everybody later on. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.